Well, hello again, friends. I know it's been a while. I think it's been a week since I made a video, but I had to do some work. And wouldn't you know it, it happens in the middle of like a heat wave that just crushes Europe. And in the evenings, I just was too tired to actually make a video. And plus, I was outdoors and stuff, so I was like didn't want to be thinking too much about the Rona and Chronicles and stuff like that. But I'm not good with the heat. It doesn't affect. It really zaps the energy out of me. I can handle it if I have to, but I was definitely an Eskimo in a previous life, or I'm an Eskimo now. I'm much happier in the cold, and this heat wave is brutal, especially the humidity part of it. But we seem to be on the arse end of it now, which is good. So I hope you're all keeping well. I hope if you live in Europe or if it's a heat wave wherever you are, that you're staying cool and contemplating on life. I did that a lot in the last week, and I decided that I've had, like everyone else, financial difficulties because of the lockdown, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to forge ahead. I'm going to be even more ambitious next year, and I'm going to spite the bastards. I'm not going to let them bring me down or anything like that. I'm going to, like I said, live a good life and put up a good fight best you can. Don't be down there protesting at government buildings, because that all that does is make you proves to them that you're their slave. Much better you work on things to make your life better for you and your loved ones. That's much more. So of that project you've always wanted to start, that book you've always wanted to write, that album you've always wanted to record, that holiday or whatever it is you've always wanted to do it. Do it. Rage to live, live to rage, and don't get caught up in this thing. And it's funny. I came back to. I wasn't on Facebook or social media much while I was away, and when I came back last night to have a proper gawk around, there wasn't an awful lot about the Rona. It's like everyone's sick of it. Not everyone who's sane is sick of it, but they're all wearing masks now, right? Now, I don't wear a mask. I just say to people I have a lung disability if they ever said anything. Nobody said anything. I've even gone into businesses where if the boss has been talking to me with his mask on and said nothing. And I just, if anyone says anything to me, look, I have asthma, I can't wear it. And that's the truth, I can't wear it. And it's an awful, awful sensation when you have respiratory problems and you put that mask on. It's terrifying, actually. And so I just make sure I carry around my inhalers to show people, look, I can't. If they hassle me, I'm not going to start a fight. Now, starting a fight, I had one arsehole look at me the other day with such malice and contempt in his eyes. And always a big, I'm a big haired man, one of those types. And one of those masks that's like this, like the creature in Alien over his face. And looking at me with such contempt because I wasn't wearing a mask. He strikes. He was one of those typical types that beats up a pediatrician, thinking that he's same thing as a paedophile. Those types, and just a dirtbag, and they don't bother me. But you could see like the types that want to be here. I'm a hero. I'm a hero because I wear a mask. I'm a hero, and I'm gonna find the ones who the unmasked I will find. These types. Show them who's that boss. Or yeah. And they're just assholes, and the world is full of them. They're in every country, but so I don't have any problems with that. And it's like I said, I'm going to forge ahead to be even more ambitious next year and get more done. And I hope you do the same thing too. Spite them. There's an ad came on the radio when I was in a shop the other day, and it says, and this is not a massive compulsory now apparently. And you have to wear them at all times in shops and everything. And the ad was from like local radio station, and it goes, "We know this is hard times, and we're all under a special kind of stress that we've never been before. But smile when you meet somebody, a stranger especially. How can you smile when you got a fucking mask on your face? They don't even know what they're saying themselves. It just goes to show, like there was Vidakar here in Ireland last week." Was saying, we may have to do herd immunity after all. So we were gaslighted and lied to and made fools of. And now New Zealand. Remember when New Zealand was the golden bitch of fighting COVID, and now it's practically like that left wing fanatic that runs that country, held up on a pedestal like a god. A left wing Marxist god who protected her country from the COVID. Well, that's only because initially she locked down the country like a typical Marx. Isn't it funny that like the same people who say Trump must not build the wall because it's racist and we must have open borders are the first ones to slap a fence around anywhere they think there's a corona infection, whether it be Melbourne, whether it be Preston and Leicestershire in the north of England, Leicester in the north of England, whether it be New Zealand, Wellington. It's just the Midland counties of Ireland. Just throw a fence up around and lock them in. They're the same ones who go with Trump is a racist. He's building a wall. As a Marxist socialist, he's building a wall around America to stop the Mexicans from coming in. It's deeply racist, deeply offensive in this age of open borders and free movement. And them same ones are going, put the fence around the commoners in Preston because they are diseased. They are diseased, just like my grandpapa back in the colonies when he was getting hereditary syphilis from his coolies on the Transvaal. The same ones, right? Same ones. And the hypocrisy is staggering. So it's we do live in an age of kind of magic because Trump was berated for protecting the frontiers of his nation, right? But the lefties who attacked him were the ultimate frontierists in terms of putting boundaries around their countries or around people, their subjects, their citizens, You just couldn't make this stuff up. It's hilarious. But again, laugh at it. Don't get upset about it. Laugh at it, okay? Laugh at the absurdity of it. It's like the old joke, like I said, a parallel society. Be of their system, but don't be in their system, but don't be their system. Like the whole joke of the old joke of the guy parking at the handicap spot, the disabled spot, and the policeman comes over to him, sees him walking out of his car, and he says, "Hold on a second, what's your disability?" And he goes, "I have Tourette's, you fucking bastard," and that kind of thing. There's they laugh at the absurdity of it, and don't let it get you down, and going around the countryside in the last week with the sunshine just brought home the beauty of this world. That they can never put a fence on that. The beauty of nature, the beauty of bird song, all the animals and everything, and to see people with smiles on their face at the beaches and stuff like that. All the people going surfing and everything. Don't let them rob that from you. And they're mad, they're insane, they're crazy. They're just crazy. That's like what you're dealing with. And the mask thing, like smile to you and you can't work. How can you smile wearing a mask? They don't think anything through. It's all makey-uppy as it goes along. And just see it for what it is. Work on things. I mean, this is a good time, like if you're a creative person, or even if you're doing DIY in the house or something, or to go deep into something, build a mosaic, something that miniaturizes you. You know what I mean? That puts you in focus. So, like, if you play war games or you build models, it's a great one for that. If you don't do that, if you paint, do small, tiny paintings. Go into that painting. If you want to ever, it's a great one for anyone who's not particularly artistically inclined. It's making mosaics. Find old crockery and smash them all up. And then, make mosaics. How you make a mosaic is the easiest thing in the world. You just get a sheet of brown paper, right? And you cover it in PVA glue. You PVA glue the side of the mosaic, the broken piece of pottery you want onto the paper, face, like the patron face down, what you want people to see. And then you make your lovely patron, right? It's the easiest thing in the world. And then you just get cement and you put it on top of that. And when it hardens, you turn it upside down, take it out of the box that you've made to put the cement in, and wash the paper off, and this beautiful mosaic, as if magic, appears from below the paper as you're washing it off, because the PVA glue can't take water. And let's do something like that. go in, dive in, because that way it keeps you. It's a very, if you repair old radios or old watches or something like that, your hobby, go in, go small. If you're a painter, go small. Illustrator, go small. If you're a songwriter, go small. Write small, short pieces on your home recording studio. If you're, go think small. Going. That's what I think is a really good thing at the moment. Is to focus. Rather than them, because what happens is they're grabbing like this at your consciousness. Lockdown, Rona, deaths, infection, right? And it's all coming from the exterior. But if you go down in, that doesn't affect you. You've made yourself smaller. Your consciousness is focused on a narrower place. Even though you're getting absorbed in a good book and not a massive tome, like just a good read that's like a short sci-fi story or horror story, whatever you're into. Go in there, short poems. We're all creative at some level in some way. And the minutiae of things is a great thing to break the spell of the greater evil. It really is. It's a great way of dealing with that. So do that. And so a lot of us were worried about me. Oh, it was all right. Don't worry about it. That I wasn't around. But thank you for that. That's very sweet and kind of you to have said that. So we march on, right? We charge forward. We see the injustices of the mad who are in charge, and we let them destroy themselves, and we continue on our own way, focusing in a very narrow bandwidth of your own passions, instincts and survivals. Enjoy the beauty of nature. The mornings and the evenings have had spectacular sunsets, and that's it for now. Eyes on the prize. Keep looking forward. Keep moving forward. The best way to deal with these restrictions that they're putting on our consciousness is to explode our vision. Okay, got that? I'll be more regular videos from this point on. Unless this heatwave continues. Love you, take care, goodbye, and thank you for all the kind words wondering where I was. I'm fine, and you're fine too.